This is a chapter of this book of poetry titled Remarkable Sonnets. Man has his unseen friend, his unseen twin, his straitened spirit's possibility, the palace unexplored he thinks an inn, the glorious garden which he wanders by. It is beside us while we clutch at clay, to daub ourselves that we may never see. Like the lame donkey, lured by moving hay, we chase the shade but let the real be. Yet, when confusion in our heaven brings stress, we thrust on that unseen, get stature from it, cast to the devil's challenge the man's yes, and stream our fiery hour like a comet, and know for that fierce hour a friend behind, with sword and shield the second to the mind. What am I, life? A thing of watery salt, held in cohesion by unresting cells, which work they know not why, which never halt, myself unwitting where their master dwells. I do not bid them, yet they toil, they spin, a world which uses me as I use them, nor do I know which end or which begin, nor which to praise, which pamper, which condemn. So, like a marvel in a marvel set, I answer to the vast, as wave by wave the sea of air goes over, dry or wet, or the full moon comes swimming from her cave, or the great sun comes north. This myriad eye tingles, not knowing how, yet wondering why. We are neither heaven nor earth, but men, something that uses and despises both, that takes the earth's contentment in the pen, then sees the world's injustice and is wroth, and flinging off use, happy promise, flies up to some breach, despising earthly things, and, in contempt of hell and heaven, dies, rather than hear some yoke of priests or kings. Our joys are not of heaven nor earth, but man's, a woman's beauty or a child's delight, the trembling blood when the discoverer scans the sought-for world, the guest at satellite, the ringing scene, the stone at point to blush, for unborn man to look at and say, hush. O little self, within whose smallness lies all that man was and is and will become, atoms unseen that comprehends the skies and tells the tracks by which the planets roam, that, without moving, knows the joys of wings, the tiger's strength, the eagle's secrecy, and in the hovel can consort with kings or clothe a god with his own mystery. Oh, with what darkness do we cloak thy light? What dusty folly gather thee for food, thou who alone art knowledge and delight, the heavenly bread, the beautiful, the good? O living self, O God, O morning star, give us thy light, forgive us what we are. Sonnets by John Masefield. Here, where the wind is always north, northeast, and children learn to walk on frozen toes, wonder begets an envy of all those who boil elsewhere with such a lyric yeast of love that you will hear them at a feast, where demons would appeal for some repose, still clamoring where the chalice overflows, and crying wildest who have drunk the least. Passion is here a surliture of the wits, we're told, and love a cross for them to bear. Joy shivers in the corner where she knits, and conscience always has the rocking chair. cheerful as when she tortured into fits the first cat that was ever killed by care. New England by Edwin Arlington Robinson. Down through the Puritan marrow of my bones, there's something in this richness that I hate. I love the look, austere, immaculate, of landscapes drawn in pearly monotones. There's something in my very blood that owns bare hills, cold silver on a sky of slate, a thread of water churned to milky spate, streaming through slanted pastures fenced with stones. I love those skies, thin blue or snowy gray, those fields sparse planted, rendering meager sheaves that spring, briefer than apple blossom breath, summer, so much too beautiful to stay, swift autumn, like a bonfire of leaves, and sleepy winter, like the sleep of death. A sonnet by Eleanor Wiley. These hearts were woven of human joys and cares, washed marvelously with sorrow, swift to mirth, the years had given them kindness. Dawn was theirs, and sunset, and the colors of the earth. These had seen movement and heard music, known slumber and waking, loved, gone proudly friended, felt the quick stir of wonder, sat alone, touched flowers and furs and cheeks. All this is ended. There are waters blown by changing winds to laughter, and lit by the rich skies all day. And after, frost, with the gesture, stays the waves that dance, and wondering loveliness. He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance, a width, a shining peace under the night. The Dead by Rupert Brooke. As a fond mother, when the day is o'er, leads by the hand her little child to bed, half willing, half reluctant to be led, and leave his broken playthings on the floor, still gazing at them through the open door, nor wholly reassured and comforted by promises of others in their stead, which, though more splendid, may not please him more. So, nature deals with us, and takes away our playthings one by one, and by the hand leads us to rest so gently that we go, scarce knowing if we wish to go or stay, being too full of sleep to understand how far the unknown transcends the what we know. Nature by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach, when feeling out of sight for the ends of being and ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with a passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seemed to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall love thee better after death. How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Others abide our question, Thou art free. We ask and ask, thou smilest and art still, out-topping knowledge. For the loftiest hill, who to the stars uncrowns his majesty, planting his steadfast footsteps in the sea, making the heaven of heavens his dwelling place, spares but the cloudy border of his base. To the foiled searching of mortality, and thou, who didst the stars and sunbeams know, self-schooled, self-scanned, self-honored, self-secure, didst tread on earth unguessed at. Better so. All pains the immortal spirit must endure, all weakness which impairs, all griefs which bow, find their sole voice in that victorious brow. Shakespeare, by Matthew Arnold. I met a traveller from an antique land, who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that the sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Ozymandias, by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Bright star, were I steadfast as thou art, not in lone splendour hung aloft the night, and watching with eternal lids apart, like nature's patient sleepless eremite, the moving waters at their priest-like task, a pure ablution round earth's human shores, or gazing on the new soft-fallen mask of snow upon the mountains and the moors. No. Yet still steadfast, still unchangeable, pillowed upon my fair love's ripening breast, to feel forever its soft fall and swell, awake forever in a sweet unrest, still to hear her tender taken breath, and so live ever, or else swoon to death. Bright Star, by John Keats. Oh, friend, I know not which way I must look for comfort, being as I am oppressed, to think that now our life is only dressed for show, mean handiwork of craftsman, cook, or groom. We must run, glittering like a brook in the open sunshine, or we are unblessed. The wealthiest man among us is the best. No grandeur now in nature or in book delights us. Rapine, avarice, expense, this is idolatry, and this we adore. Plain living and high thinking are no more. The homely beauty of the good old cause is gone. Our peace, our fearful innocence, and pure religion breaking household laws. Milton, thou shouldst be living at this hour. England hath need of thee. She is a fen of stagnant waters. Altar, sword, and pen, fireside, the heroic wealth of hall and bower have forfeited their ancient English dower of inward happiness. We are selfish men. Oh, raise us up, return to us again, and give us manners, virtue, freedom, power. Thy soul was like a star and dwelt apart. Thou hadst a voice whose sound was like the sea, pure as the naked heavens, majestic, free. So didst thou travel on life's common way in cheerful godliness, and yet thy heart the lowliest duties on herself did lay. England, 1802, 1 and 2, by William Wordsworth. Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by a sight so touching in its majesty. This city now doth, like a garment, wear the beauty of the morning. Silent, bare, ships, towers, domes, theatres, and temple lie open unto the fields and to the sky. All bright and glittering in the smokeless air, never did sun more beautifully steep in his first splendour valley, rock, or hill. Ne'er saw I, never felt a calm so deep. The river glideth at his own sweet will. Dear God, the very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lying still. Composed upon Westminster Bridge, September 3rd, 1802, William Wordsworth. Scorn not the sonnet. Critic, you have frowned, mindless of its just honours. With this key Shakespeare unlocked his heart, and the melody of this small lute gave ease to Petrarch's wound. 1,000 times this pipe did Tasso sound, with it Camoens soothed an exile's grief. The sonnet glittered a gay myrtle leaf amid the cypress with which Dante crowned his visionary brow. A glowworm lamp, it cheered mild Spencer, called from fairyland to struggle through dark ways, and when a damp fell round the path of Milton, in his hand the thing became a trumpet, whence he blew soul-animating strains. Alas, too few. Scorn Not the Sonnet, by William Wordsworth. How soon hath time, the subtle thief of youth, stolen on his wing my 23 year. My hasting days fly on with full career, but my late spring no bud or blossom showeth. Perhaps my semblance might deceive the truth, that I to manhood am arrived so near, an inward ripeness doth much less appear that some more timely happy spirits endureth. Yet it be less or more, or soon or slow, it shall be still in strictest measures even. To that same lot, however mean or high, toward which time leads me and the will of heaven. All is, if I have the grace to use it so, as ever in my great taskmaster's eye. On his being arrived to the age of 23 by John Milton. When I consider how my light is spent, ere half my days in this dark world and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide lodged in me useless, though my soul more bent to serve therewith my Maker and present my true account, lest he returning chide. Doth God exact day labour light denied? I fondly ask. But patience, to prevent that murmur, soon replies, God doth not need either man's work or his own gifts. Who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. His state is kingly, thousands at his bidding speed, and post o'er land and ocean without rest. they also serve who only stand and wait. On His Blindness by John Milton. Let me not to the marriage of true mind admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when an alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark, that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, and though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come, love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. True Love by William Shakespeare. Also, Sonnets, I want to say that's 65. When to the sessions of sweet, silent thought I summon up remembrances of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. Then can I drown an eye, unused to flow for precious friends hid in death's dateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad account of fore bemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. Friendship by William Shakespeare, also Sonnet 30. With how sad steps, O moon, thou climbest the skies, how silently, and with now wan a face. What, may it be that even in heavenly place that busy archer his sharp arrow tries? Sure, if that long with love acquainted eyes can judge of love, thou feelest a lover's case, and read it in thy looks. Thy languished grace to me, that feel the like, thy state decries. Then, even of fellowship, O moon, tell me, is constant love deemed there but want of wit? Are beauties there as proud as here they be? Do they above love to be loved, and yet those lovers scorn whom that love doth possess? Do they call virtue there ungratefulness? How Sad Steps, O Moon, by Sir Philip Sidney, part of Astrophel and Stella 31. That's Remarkable Sonnets in Poems for Modern Youth.